Hello.
How are you?
I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm grateful to be here in this particular moment to speak with
Huh.
you. I'm such a fan of yours.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'll just go ahead and break into the interview now, if you don't
Okay.
mind. All righty. And so we want to thank you for sitting down with AJ3 Report. So I don't know if you realize how legendary you are to so many people. Many of us know you from your Living Single days, a groundbreaking show that just showed our culture in its best. It elevated the culture. Just so many great things that you've done. And kind of going backwards, how did you get into show business?
Well, I've been doing music and theater since grade school. And first of all, thank you for having me today. I appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. But I've been doing music and theater since grade school. Talent shows. We had a theater group in high school that we created. We made our own plays. We toured around the city. College was choruses and my own band, and so I just been doing this for a minute.
Right. So, what was the attraction for you? Like you said, you've been doing this since grade school. So, what was that connection to the arts, and why did you stay the course so long with it?
Well, I feel this is what I'm supposed to be doing
Mm,
here. So to do something else would be kind of counterproductive to my purpose, I think, and
absolutely.
just working to figure out how to use it to move the needle forward, help my people to move forward. Um, but artists are given a gift, and we have to use the gift, or it gets taken away. And I enjoy being able to take people on a journey, be it through the
Mm,
music or through the theater or through film and television.
yes. So, speaking of film and television, do you have any upcoming projects, things you're currently working on?
Got a couple of things coming out. There's a piece that's going to be online called The Gaze, and it started out as a play,
Okay.
and it's going to be a 12-part series online. Each episode is going to be 10 minutes,
Okay.
and I think it's going to really be interesting. We're going to see how people take it, and it's a new way of filming. We filmed here at homes and through
Okay.
Zoom and iPhones and little GoPro cameras. So we'll see how it comes out. But I think it's some good work has been done. We'll see how it looks when they have put it all together.
That's awesome, and it's funny you say that because I feel like increasingly I'm seeing more and more of that, like on YouTube. You see,
Hmm.
kind of so to speak, the homegrown, productions going on. I think it's so inventive, and it allows people the opportunity to get those stories out, even if you can't get the big backings and things of that sort. Stories have to be told. So,
Exactly, and it shows people that you don't need all that stuff. If you know what you're doing, you don't need all of that stuff.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I think it's a really good time for artists, entrepreneur artists, just
Hmm.
to figure out what we want to say. What can we say to help move the needle? I think we're in a real pivotal point right now as artists. Um, we can help. We can help move this forward the way we want it to move forward, but we have to be conscious of what we're doing and what we're saying. And
Absolutely.
some folks they're just kind of not conscious, but I'm hoping that there are more that are
Hmm.
than aren't. That's my belief with my people.
Yeah. And so I hear you talk about being more conscious. So what are some of the areas of things that are closest and causes that are closest and nearest and dear to your heart that you want to, get out to the people?
For me, it really is about education,
Mhm.
um, and it is about community involvement. I think part of the thing that we're dealing with right now is that we left our communities.
Mhm.
We we stopped taking care of us.
Yeah.
We expect somebody else to do it,
Yeah.
and we're being shown that well, that's kind of not going to happen. But we have everything we need to have in order to do it. We
Right.
just have to stop giving it away.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
once we really understand that and start teaching our own and really taking care of us, taking care of our communities, um, when we start doing that, we'll see a big change for us,
I
and I think it's
completely
coming.
agree. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Um, and that's another reason why I feel like living single was such a major thing for us. We saw Black love, we saw Black entrepreneurship, we saw Kyle climbing that corporate ladder. We saw so many different beautiful facets of us. And how does it feel to have been a part of a show like that? Did you know at the onset of the possibilities of living single in terms of its influence on the culture?
I think we all knew that it was a really special show, and we wanted to be true to who those characters were.
Yes.
Did we know that it was going to be the cultural phenomenon that it has? Nah, we were
Right.
just really trying to be true to the characters we were playing.
Right.
But I think we all knew the importance of the show.
Hmm.
Um, just like I think when the people were doing Cosby, they knew the importance of the show.
Right.
You know, different worlds, they knew the importance of the show. You know, so Martin the same way. I think we knew that it was important, but we didn't know how important.
Right. I
We
always
just
say
having
I
fun.
think I grew up in one of the best eras because I remember living single, Martin on Thursday nights, New York Undercover, but like you said, just so many monumental TV shows. But let me ask you this. I know you all, I can't recall if she was like a main writer or creator of the show or both, but Yvette Lee Bowser.
She's creator.
Okay, and so how important do you think it was to have people who looked like you in the writing room?
Oh, I think it was of, of utmost importance
Mhm.
because it's a shorthand as far as stories is concerned.
Mhm.
Stories are concerned, I should say.
Right,
Um, you don't have to explain so much why
right,
something would be funny, why it wouldn't be funny.
right.
And I think because we had representation in the writing room, our opinions mattered more.
Mm,
They listened to our opinions about who we thought these people we were playing were
yeah,
and how we saw them.
yeah.
And they really incorporated that into who the characters were. So I really applaud Yvette and all the writers on
Mhm.
Living Single that for really honing in on each one of our strengths and
Right,
being able to really maximize on that.
yeah. Have you found yourself in a writing room, or do you plan to try to get yourself into that writing room a little bit more in the future? No, not your thing.
No, not really. Not really. I wouldn't mind being a consultant, but I don't think I would be a
Ah,
writer.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. In playing the character of Kyle Barker, what from your personal life did you bring to that character?
Kyle was a combination of a few people that I knew.
Okay.
Um, my dad, a doctor friend of mine,
Mhm.
a social worker friend of mine, and then me, a
Mhm.
little bit of me.
Yeah.
Um, so all those people put together kind of created who he was and how his
Wow.
drive manifested on screen and stuff.
Awesome. All right. So let me ask you this, kind of going back to some things that you're currently working on. So I hear you have an upcoming role in a TV One movie.
Um, uh, is it TV One? Bounce? No,
Bounce TV.
no, TV One. I think it is TV One.
Okay.
They're gonna kill me for that. See, I don't have my paper with me. um, but it is Coins for Love,
Okay.
and it is a really wonderful love story. It is a sequel to Coins for Christmas,
Okay.
and it's really great to see again Black love on screen and
Mhm.
to work with the same wonderful cast. And you don't get a chance to do that a lot when you do movies. It's a one-off. We have
Right.
really great people in the cast. Essence Atkins.
Oh.
Um, oh, this is terrible because I can't remember anybody's name right now, and they're gonna kill me, Steven. And anyway, great cast.
Okay.
It
Awesome.
really is a great cast. We
Awesome.
had a good time. It's a good. I think it's a good sequel to the first one,
Okay.
which was Coins for Christmas, and
Mhm.
you kind of follow the couple after they kind of got together and see what happened then.
Okay.
But really, it's nice to see Black love on TV on the screen.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. So, if anyone follows your Instagram page, they know that you know your way around the kitchen. So tell us more about these culinary dishes, you're serving up, and what kind of, have you always been, a chef, so to speak? What
No,
is what is that
I've been
passion?
cooking for a long time. I've been cooking since I was probably in sixth grade.
Okay.
Um, Messed up a lot of food, burned up a lot of food, threw away a lot of food. And by trial and error, you come up with, and I watched my mom cook.
Mhm,
I helped her cook, single parent household.
mhm.
So it's just her and I. So when she cooked, I went in the kitchen to help her.
Okay.
And cooking to me is a way to show the people that I care about that I care about them.
Mm.
And because you can tell when somebody cooks some food with love and when they just throw some shit together. Ooh, did I say that?
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
But you could tell.
Absolutely, I
You could
agree.
tell. So, and I realized that a lot of my young brothers they don't know how to cook,
Mm,
and so my show is really geared toward not to be exclusive toward, but it's really geared toward young men to show them that they can get simple things, and it's not hard. You can cook quick, and it'll be good.
absolutely.
Like I'd like to cook that rooster.
If he knows what's good, he'll don't want to end up on the table tonight. So, what types of cuisine is it that you like to cook? Because I've seen some diverse things. So, what are some of your favorite types of cuisine to cook?
I like a little bit of everything. Soul food is is always on the menu. Greens, beans,
Oh yeah.
baked chicken, cornbread, all that stuff.
Hmm.
I like really. I make really good pizza.
Oh, really? Now.
Yeah, I really like my pizza. Um,
Oh,
what else? Chinese food,
okay.
stir fry. Any kind of pasta.
Same.
Pasta. Love the barbecue, seafood, fish fry, all of that.
All
I
that
like
good
to eat.
stuff. Yeah.
I like to eat. So I figure if you like to eat, you should learn how to cook.
Absolutely. Now, considering all these different types of foods you like to cook, you seem pretty in shape.
Oh,
So,
I work
you
out.
work out, stay in that gym?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. Even doing this COVID stuff, I work out here at the house. I got a virtual trainer, so we work out 3 days a week.
It's funny you say that. During this pandemic, I've done the same thing. Got a virtual
There you
trainer, and
go.
it's worked better than I think when I was going face to face.
Right, because you have
Yeah,
no excuse, right?
exactly.
You have no
So, what
excuse.
else have you kind of picked up during this pandemic, since it's something you need to everybody?
What else? Really, just learning how to be with myself.
Mm,
You know, um,
mm,
when you shelter, I've been in this house since what February.
yeah.
I've ventured out recently, but you have to be okay.
Right.
You have to be
Right.
okay.
And where is home for you?
I live in.
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Understood. Gotcha. Understood. So, as I kind of told you before, I was a huge Living Single fan. And so I was one of those people who was so very upset when the show went off the air
Mm,
and the manner in which it went off of the air. I felt like a show that had done such great work and had such a great run as long as it did deserved a better ending than it received. Uh, your early departure was very upset with that, didn't understand that. What was some of the things going on that led to that?
uh, you know, there comes a time in every job where it's like when it's time for you to move on,
Mhm.
either you move or you get pushed.
Mm,
And I guess it was time for me to move on, so
gotcha.
they pushed. You
Gotcha.
know, that being said, when back then you didn't have the diverse representation in the room like you're going to have coming up, and so the people that were kind of making the decisions on that show didn't really see the value in it.
Mhm.
And so, that it was enough to get syndication. And once you get syndication, then it's all gravy. So you don't have to keep a cast.
Mm,
It's all gravy. And
wow.
everybody gets paid because everybody gets residuals, but there's no overhead.
Right.
So I from a business standpoint, I understood what
Hmm.
it is, but to your point, when you have something that is that dear to a community, you don't but when you don't know, or it kind of isn't important
Yeah.
to you that it's that endearing to a community, you're looking at the dollars of it,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. And so there are many of us who would absolutely love to see a Living Single reunion. We want to know what happened to Kyle and Max and Khadijah and Regine. How did things turn out for everybody? Do you think that there could ever potentially be a reunion of the cast?
You know, I would say never.
Okay.
I said never say never. What I would like to see is a movie.
Oh,
I really, another series, but
right.
a movie would be really, I think, fun.
I am here for that.
Yeah, and I think that would be something everybody would really be open to. They would enjoy
Absolutely.
it. Yeah, and I think we'd enjoy working together again, all of us.
Absolutely. I'm sure, I feel like, through social media and things like that, I've seen you guys kind of reunite, whether in part or in whole, at
Hmm.
different events and things of that sort. And you all, even on camera, it just came through just effortlessly, it
We're
seemed.
friends.
Yeah.
We really do like each other. We're like brothers and sisters. We argue. We
Right.
argue, we fight, but it didn't mean nothing.
Right.
We still love each other. So, and I
Absolutely.
miss my friends. I really do.
Yeah. So let me ask you, what do you feel, like I said, Living Single was groundbreaking in terms of what it did for our culture, but what do you think it did for, TV shows that represent us going, coming behind it?
Well, I think it was when you really think about what it was a continuation show.
Hmm.
So we had Cosby Show,
Mm,
then we had Different World, and then they grew to be Living Single.
right.
What we didn't have was the next incarnation of what that was.
Mm,
And that's what I was looking for. This generation to produce would be that next kind of demographic.
yeah.
You know, um, because people grew up kind of with the show,
Right.
and so the thing they liked about the show is that they saw themselves, they saw their world, and to see their world not get stuck but continue to move forward, I think would be
Mhm.
interesting.
That was I never thought about it that way in terms of the continuations from Cosby to Different World, and then, like you said, to Live a Single. I never really thought about it in that way, but you're absolutely right. And so, like you said, seeing those continuations, and while I can't necessarily say a show like Insecure is a continuation, but very much a show that's able to again tell stories of for people my age group and
Yeah.
younger. You can see yourself on TV, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You get to see it all. Just characters that have been vulnerable and you can really identify with. So from your Living Single days, what would you say maybe your top 3 episodes were?
Well, definitely the one I got to sing, My Funny Valentine,
One of my favorite episodes.
the one with Eartha Kitt.
Oh yes.
And that's good. Let me think about the third one. I just because a lot of them come to mind, but I
Mhm.
have to think about the third one. Yeah, I have to because there's so many. I mean,
Right. Definitely a lot of jewels. But
yeah.
yeah, the My Funny Valentine episode is definitely one of my favorites because the grief that Max was giving you in that episode was hilarious. Okay, well, uh, going forward, what do you want your legacy in this industry and in this world to be?
Wow. How much time you
I got
got?
all day. I got all day if you need it.
um, really, that I'm working to. live in my truth and be an artist that wants to give you, I want to give you art. I want to make you think. Um, and I want to make some money too,
Yeah.
but I want my art to mean something. So when 20 years from now somebody picks it up, they can still get the meaning of what I was doing.
Mm,
You know, and good music does that, good theater does that, good
yeah.
film and television does that,
Yeah.
you know. And so I'm hoping that that's the legacy I leave when I get out of here, that people will say that, oh, he was a really good artist who was true to his people and
Yeah.
true to who he is.
Yeah. Who are some of your musical and even acting influences?
Oh, well, you know, always Sidney Poitier, and you know, I like Gregory Hines. I mean, yeah, yeah, Gregory Hines. Um, Denzel, of course. Uh, Wesley, um, Lawrence. I say it like I know
Yeah.
him, right? Music, everybody from Ella and
Mm.
Sarah and Nat King Cole to Michael and Philip Bailey and Will Downey and
Oh yeah.
Al Jarreau. You know, so it's like a lot of people I think have come together to make me kind of the artist I am.
Mm.
So it's hard to, when people hear me, they always think of several people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I look to be the individual because I'm not really trying to be them. They've done it and they
Right.
were good at
Right.
it. They were really good at it, you know. So I don't want to do that.
Right.
But you know, you can't help but be influenced by the people you're influenced by.
Absolutely. So tell us something that most people will probably never guess about you.
Hmm. Mm, that I hate getting up in the morning.
So for future reference, let's never try to schedule an interview in the morning,
Oh, I
okay?
do it. I
To
do it because you have to do
do
it,
it
you
right.
know, but I don't like doing it. I really don't.
So are you
But
a night person? You like to kind of stay up through the night?
I like to just kind of get up when I feel like getting up. I
Mm,
go to bed
gotcha.
when I feel like going to bed, unless I'm working. Sometimes it's early, sometimes it's late.
Right, right.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
my
just
son would like to make that same argument with me.
how old is he?
He is 10, going on
Yeah,
11, yeah.
yeah.
And it's, summertime, summer break now, so, you know. But so musically, do you have any projects maybe coming up in terms of your music?
Okay, so I've been working on projects for the last 5 years,
Okay.
and I've been telling people that it's coming, and I'm not going to tell
Mhm.
people that it's coming anymore.
Okay.
I'm just going to put it out when it's ready. And but we are looking to put some music out very soon.
Okay, so when you say you're gonna put it out when it's ready, is it
Hmm.
just more so a feeling you have about when the time is right, or is it more so just, you feeling like you have the complete package of the story you want to tell?
All of that,
Okay.
all of that.
Okay.
Because now, see, you have to, because everything is the way it is.
Yeah.
You have to be ready with all of it
Hmm.
before you put it out.
Yeah.
So you have to have pictures, you have to have the social media campaign ready, you have to have
Yeah. Yeah.
you know. So I'm working on all of
Gotcha.
that.
So before we conclude the interview, I just want to talk to you very quickly about, of course, the pandemic is something that's new for everybody on planet Earth. Something not so new or recent, would be the injustices that people who look like you and I have faced in this country for quite some time. But facing these things, having to watch George Floyd, slowly murdered on camera for, over 9 minutes, and being in a state of this pandemic where you're home, you're confined to a space, and you really have nothing to do but to be plugged into TV or to the phones, just to the news. How have you been able to manage kind of keeping your sanity, so to speak, given everything that's going on?
Well, I'm doing a few things. I mean, the exercise really helps,
Mhm.
and I get out and I walk. A great park about a mile away from my house, so I can walk around the park and come on back home, so get some fresh air.
Mhm.
I see a therapist on a regular basis. We
Mhm.
do virtual calls, and she really helps.
Mhm.
And I meditate.
Very nice.
I meditate, and understand that all the things we're feeling are valid,
Mhm.
but they all will pass.
Absolutely.
They come and they go, and if you just ride through it, you can get through it.
Right.
And the best thing is not to try to stop it, just roll through it.
Absolutely. And of the three things you kind of spoke about that you use to get you through it in terms of exercise and therapy and meditation, I feel that those are things we don't often put enough emphasis on in our community.
Hmm.
Um, and
We're too
so,
busy working. We're too busy
right,
working and doing and
right.
doing and doing. But
Mhm.
this pandemic, if people pay attention to what it's supposed to be doing right now,
Yeah,
it really is the time for you to really take stock of what's going on in your life,
right.
with your family, with your health, and start to fix some things. Because you
Absolutely.
can't go anywhere if you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Mhm.
You can't really go anywhere. So,
Right.
hopefully people are really taking the key and really taking care of themselves right now. So when we are able to get out and do what we need to do, that everybody will be healthy and strong and ready and creatively poised to make it happen.
Yeah. If you had to pick two things, what would the two top things be that you think we need to do as a community in order to push the envelope to kind of the momentum we currently have, so to speak? We see, the different companies with Black Lives Matter and,
Mhm.
this, that, and the third, and, that's all good and well, but uh, we need to go beneath the surface. What are some things you think we need to look at? Top two things you'd say we need to focus on?
First of all, we need to wear a mask.
Yes, life.
We need to wear a mask because
Mhm.
it doesn't matter if you ain't here.
That's right.
So wear a mask,
Mhm.
and then figure out how you can support your community.
Mm.
Buy local.
Yes.
Support the little gift shop, support the fruit market, the bodega on your corner. Buy in your neighborhood, spend your money in your neighborhood.
Yes.
You'd be surprised how much that'll help.
Absolutely.
And vendors and shopkeepers understand that you want our business, so treat us better.
That's right.
Treat black If black people treated black people better,
Mm.
we wouldn't kind of be as far as we are where we are right now.
Mhm.
But we've adopted what the oppressor has told us about us.
Right.
So we have to change that part, and that's on us.
Absolutely. Wise words from a wise man.
I don't know about that, but okay.
Well,
And
I want to thank you again, Mr. Carson, Mr. TC, for sitting down with AJ through Report. It has been truly a bucket list thing for me. I can't stress that enough. So full of gratitude right now. Thank you. Thank you for all you've contributed. I look forward to everything I know you'll continue to contribute. Just want you to be blessed in all you do.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Bye bye.